So we know you're often looking for clarity. You got these big aspirations, right? Maybe launching something new, getting fitter, or just, getting a better handle on your time.
Right. But there's that gap, isn't there, between knowing what you should do and actually doing it. It can feel huge sometimes.
Totally. You're looking for strategies that really work for self-improvement. And usually the key really comes down to mastering self-discipline and, well, habits.
It really is the difference between just intending to do something and taking action. Intentions are easy, but consistency, that's what actually gets results.
Yeah.
Which is why we dove into the latest issue of the Breakthrough Bulletin. They have this fantastic edition focused specifically on self-discipline and habits.
Ah, yes, the bulletin. So if you haven't come across it, the Breakthrough Bulletin is this great digest. It takes findings from behavioral science, insights from high-performance coaching, and turns them into, genuinely usable frameworks.
It really does.
So what we want to do today is really pull out the most effective strategies they cover for turning those aspirations into reality. And it's all built on that core idea. Success is built one habit at a time.
And that perspective is so important. It shifts the focus from these massive, kind of scary goals to small, manageable systems. The bulletin sets this up beautifully. They quote Franklin D. Roosevelt, "The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today." And the research they present, it helps cut through those doubts. It shows how these tiny, consistent actions, things you might not even notice day to day, they have this profound impact. They can elevate your mindset and, genuinely reshape your future in the long run.
Okay, let's break this down then. The bulletin lays it out really clearly, which is helpful. It avoids that information overload feeling. They give you 3 actionable tips, 2 deep questions to think about, 1 practical exercise, and then a final bit of wisdom.
Exactly. It's structured to take you straight from thinking about it to actually doing something.
Like a roadmap.
Pretty much, yeah. Focused purely on execution.
All right, so let's jump into those 3 actionable tips for building up your mindset. These are designed as immediate, practical ways to get past that big hurdle that stops so many people just feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, tip number 1. The bulletin says this is absolutely essential for making changes last. Start small. Consistency must beat intensity.
Right, and this is where it gets really interesting because the research is so clear on this. Going all in, too hard, too fast, it's almost always self-sabotage. We get caught up in the excitement, I'm going to work out 90 minutes a day, or I'll make 20 cold calls every morning, and then burn out fast. Why does that happen, even when we're really motivated?
Well, it comes down to what they call activation energy.
Okay.
Basically, if a new task needs a huge amount of effort right at the start, your brain fights back hard.
Okay.
You start associating it with difficulty, maybe even pain, and your brain flags it like, avoid this next time. So sustainable change needs steps that are manageable, that kind of slot into your existing life without a massive energy cost.
So instead of that hour at the gym, the bulletin suggests committing to just, say, 10 minutes of light exercise a day, or maybe writing just 100 words. That sounds almost negligible.
It seems small, yeah, but the payoff isn't the immediate result, it's habit integration. The first goal isn't necessarily fitness or output. The first goal is just showing up.
Ah, okay.
By making it almost ridiculously small, you make it really hard not to show up. And those small, consistent efforts, they build up massively over time because you're creating a system that works even when motivation dips. You're building the consistency muscle first.
I like that framing. The consistency itself is the initial win. Okay, that leads perfectly into the second strategy. Reduce resistance using the 2-minute rule. This sounds like a direct attack on procrastination.
It really is. It's powerful because it tackles that mental inertia, that difficulty in just starting. The rule, as the bulletin puts it, is simple. Any new habit you want to start should take 2 minutes or less to initiate.
Just to start, not to finish.
Exactly. You don't have to do the whole thing, just the first 2 minutes.
Okay, I can see that for physical tasks.
Right.
If I want to read more, I commit to reading just 1 page, guitar practice, play 1 chord. But what about those really big, complex things like launching a project or writing a huge report? Doesn't the 2-minute rule kind of trivialize the actual work involved?
That's a really good point, and the research does cover that. The 2-minute rule isn't about making the task tiny, it's about making the decision to start tiny. So for those complex tasks, you break down the very first step until that step takes less than 2 minutes. For that big report, maybe the 2-minute step isn't writing the intro, it's just opening the document and typing the title.
Or finding your research notes.
Exactly. Or for launching that business idea, maybe it's sending one quick email, you find the absolute smallest entry point.
So you're just overcoming that initial inertia, getting off the sofa, basically.
Yeah.
And once you've started, even for 2 minutes, the momentum is there. You often just keep going because stopping takes effort too.
Precisely. You make starting easier than avoiding it. It lowers the mental barrier right down.
Which leads us to keeping it going, right? After the initial buzz wears off. Tip number 3, reinforce motivation by tracking your progress. We tend to dismiss the small wins, but the bulletin really emphasizes that tracking progress is key for staying motivated long-term.
Yeah, especially when you start small, the immediate results might not feel significant. Like you won't feel dramatically fitter after one 10-minute workout.
Right.
So making your progress visible becomes really important. Seeing those small achievements stack up gives you this powerful sense of accomplishment. It rewards the behavior itself.
And the bulletin suggests simple tools for this, right? Journals, apps, even just a calendar with X's marked on it for logging workouts, pages read, whatever the habit is.
Yep, keep it simple. The why behind it is the key insight, though. That visibility reminds you how far you've actually come. It helps stop that what's the point feeling from creeping in.
Creates a positive feedback loop.
Exactly. It reinforces the habit. And celebrating those little milestones boosts your confidence. It's like behavioral math for your self-esteem.
Okay, I like that. So moving from those specific actions, let's shift gears slightly. Section 2 looks at more reflective strategy with the 2 thought-provoking questions. These make you think more strategically about your habits.
Right. The first question is really about leverage, finding the most impactful thing. What habit, if mastered, would change everything?
This gets at that idea of a cornerstone habit. It's easy to list 20 things we want to fix, but the research suggests focusing. Find that one behavior that, if you nail it consistently, sends positive ripples through everything else: productivity, well-being, relationships.
And we should probably clarify what makes a habit a cornerstone. It's not just any good habit, like, say, drinking more water. A cornerstone habit tends to change how you see yourself, or it triggers a whole cascade of other good behaviors.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Like establishing a really consistent early bedtime, that's often a cornerstone because it means more energy, which makes exercise easier, which improves your mood, which helps you focus better at work. See the chain?
Yeah, I do. So mastering one key thing, maybe daily exercise, or starting the day with gratitude, or focused reading instead of scrolling, that single win proves to yourself you can be disciplined, and it unlocks potential everywhere else.
It really can reshape things from the inside out.
Okay, so that's about picking the right target. The second question tackles actually sticking with it. How can I make it easier to stay consistent?
And this is crucial because consistency isn't just about willpower. We know willpower is finite. It runs out.
That's so often the failure point, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have the goal, the initial motivation, but we haven't built the system to support it when things get tough. So what kind of structures does the bulletin suggest?
A big one is environment design. Basically, make the good habit the easiest option.
Like putting your running shoes by the door.
Exactly. Reduce the friction. If you want to exercise first thing, lay out your clothes the night before. It's also about setting realistic milestones along the way, and crucially, establishing accountability.
Accountability, how does that work best?
It could be anything from a tracking app, a simple chart on the wall, or even just telling a friend what you're committing to. The point is making success visible and, well, making failure noticeable too. It adds a layer of external motivation.
So it's less about relying on pure internal drive and more about setting up your environment and systems so they kind of nudge you in the right direction. Building guardrails for your future, less motivated self.
That's a great way to put it. You're essentially outsourcing some of the decision-making to your pre-planned system.
Okay, makes sense. Now, we've talked actions, we've talked strategy. Let's get super practical with Section 3, the breakthrough exercise. This one focuses on adopting new habits using a technique called habit stacking.
Habit stacking. It's brilliant because, like we said, a huge reason new habits fail is simply forgetting to do them or not finding the time.
Right.
Habit stacking solves this by linking the new habit you want to form directly to a habit you already do consistently, automatically.
So you're not trying to find a new slot in your schedule. You're just piggybacking the new thing onto an existing routine. That makes remembering it way easier.
Exactly. And the key is to structure it clearly. The formula they suggest is, after current habit, I will new habit.
Okay.
The example in the bulletin is a classic. If you want to start stretching each morning, you stack it onto your existing habit of brushing your teeth.
So, finish brushing, put the toothbrush down, immediate trigger to start stretching. No thinking required.
Yeah.
But hang on. What if the new habit is hard? Like, say I stack 20 minutes of intense core work after brushing my teeth. Won't that just make me dread brushing my teeth?
That's the critical piece. You've hit on the nuance. The new habit you stack still needs to be small and manageable, especially at first. Connecting back to tip 1, start small. If the new habit feels like a punishment, the whole chain breaks. You might only stack the first 2 minutes of that core workout initially. The link has to feel easy, almost automatic. If brushing your teeth starts feeling like a chore because of what comes next, you won't stick. Seamless, easy, immediate. That's the goal.
Got it. So that close connection, that immediate trigger, makes success much more likely because it becomes part of an established flow.
It totally simplifies getting started. And the bulletin really encourages you, the listener, to pick just one small habit right now, this month, and try using the stacking technique to weave it into your day.
Okay. And that brings us to the final piece, the kind of anchor for all these ideas.
Yeah.
The nugget of wisdom.
It's a powerful one from Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit.
That really cuts through the idea that success is about some big, heroic moment or flash of genius. It's not the flash.
Yeah.
It's the steady repetition.
Exactly. Excellence isn't born from sporadic effort, however intense. It's built through disciplined, regular, intentional actions, day after day. It reframes self-discipline not as something harsh, but as the quiet, consistent work that builds something remarkable over time. The foundation of transformation.
So, wrapping this all up for you listening, we've covered starting small to beat overwhelm, using that 2-minute rule to just get started, finding your key cornerstone habit, and using habit stacking to make consistency easier.
And remember, the real value in insights like these, the kind pulled from the bulletin, is putting them into action. Don't just wait for motivation. Apply the structure. Start with that 10-minute commitment, or reading just one page, or stacking one tiny new habit onto an old one. See how just one system can start reshaping your week immediately.
We really hope this exploration gave you some clear, usable tools to build that consistency you're looking for. And if you want more opportunities like this for personal growth, more actionable insights, definitely subscribe. You'll find the links and all the details in the caption below this recording.
Embrace that power of consistent, intentional action. Start today. Your future self is definitely going to appreciate it.
Take those steps. We'll talk to you again soon.